Well, me old mates, we're a nation of people that love to eat, but we got no time to cook. It doesn't seem to matter where we live these days, our lives are filled with endless work and appointments, meetings and hassles. The rush and hurry of life drives us mad. It's organised chaos. These seem to be the ingredients of today's life for so many of us. Excuse me, darling. Do you cook very much?
I cook fish fingers, I'm afraid.
Fish fingers?
That's all I do.
That's all you do? What's your best time-saving trick that you have?
Go to McDonald's and whip it in and put it in.
Excuse me, can you cook?
Not really, no.
That sounded like a harmony, that was beautiful. Barry, me old mate,
Hello, mate, how are you?
you're the voice of Portobello Road. You're a busy man. What's the score with food at home? Do you cook a lot?
Don't get time.
Don't get time?
Too busy.
Are you a man that can cook, or is like...
No time, mate. So that's why I love buying these.
Do you cook very often?
No, I don't have time. My mom was here.
You know what, it's the same old story for everyone, but cooking shouldn't be about stitching yourself up and getting into loads of trouble. It should be about enjoying yourself and having a laugh. So the whole idea of this video is that we keep things simple, work on the old confidence, I don't know, do a little bit of shopping, and that, me old mates, is the essential guide to Pukka Tukka. Right, this is something I've always wanted to do, right? Quite excited, I feel like I'm on Watchdog or something. We've established that people basically think that pre-packed food is quicker, more convenient, less hassle, right? Fair dues, you're welcome to that. I want to prove otherwise, yeah? So what we've got here is spaghetti bolognese, right? Which cooks in 7 minutes in the microwave, 25 minutes in the bag. Very, very nice. 25 minutes isn't very fast, is it? We'll beat that. That's £1.49, and I've budgeted this fantastic pasta dish, right, at £1, right? So, we've got some quite good quality pasta here. Right, so, this is spaghettini. It cooks in around 7 minutes, right? So this goes in salted boiling water. So basically, just bend it around, get it in there. Go on, my son, get in there. Here we go. The fantastic thing about this pasta dish, right, is it's going to look lovely, it's going to be really good for you, very simple, and it's a classic sort of Sicilian-style sort of pasta. What we're going to do is I've got these lovely tomatoes that are in the supermarkets now. Right, that's a good thing about supermarkets, we're getting like nice plums, beef tomatoes, we're getting cherry tomatoes, nice cherry tomatoes as well. Get the yellow ones, sometimes you even get the tiger ones if you're lucky. So you need about a handful of tomatoes, yeah? Whatever tomatoes you can get, whatever tastes best really. And what we do is we just get these and we cut them in half, yeah? Like these lovely small ones we leave whole, the slightly bigger ones we can quarter, yeah? And it just makes it all look nice and all makes sense, yeah? And we're not going to cook this at all. You can cook it and it'll be lovely, but there's no point because they're so good. You can go in half, half, half. What we want to do is make a nice little sauce. This is the sort of thing you really do get on holiday in Italy. So we just chuck this all in a bowl, yeah? And then what we want to do is get some olive oil, and you want 2 good lugs of olive oil. And then you want to season it a little bit, so a nice pinch of salt, a little bit of pepper. And then what I'm going to do is I've got some garlic here, yeah? Peel the garlic. Now, because we're not cooking this, we want to get that really fresh garlic flavour, yeah? So we only need the smallest amount. Just use, say like a peeler, or you can finely slice it. And you just want a couple of flecks in there, and like just a couple of flecks. And they're so delicate and thin that they're not going to offend anyone, right? So we got that, just toss it over, and that's basically your sauce. Now, at the moment, that's quite individual and nice little chunks. What we can do to make it even juicier is like squeeze a couple, just the odd 1 or 2, just squeeze it, and it goes into like a little pulp, and that just means you've got a nice little bit of sweetness and a kind of like homemade sauce starting to sort of make with the olive oil, right? That's basically it done. All right, I've got some basil, oregano and green basil here. Just pick just a couple of leaves, only like, you know, just a little bit, and then you've got the nice green basil. Get those in there as well, nice little leaves. And then there's oregano as well, which is really nice. And even things like the stalk where you've picked it, you know, you could chuck the stalk away, a lot of people do, but the thing is you get this stalk and then like just finely chop it, it's quite crunchy. So again, it's like another texture in the pasta, so that's good. It's better than throwing it away, isn't it? So basically there we go. And we just toss these over like that. Right, nice fresh colours, look at that. So that's it. Basically, sauce is done. Pasta's cooking. Let's have a little look. See if we're there now. Yeah. Just try a little bit if you're worried. Just pull it off. Perfect. Over here. Just give this a little drain. Lovely. In here we go. Right, so here we go. Look at that. Right, this is cold and raw. That is steaming. All we do is pour that in there, and the residual heat from you know, you can see it steaming, you just toss it over. Look at all those colours. That's like the most fantastic, simple pasta dish you've ever seen in your life. Just toss it over, get a pair of tongs. Where's my tongs? Get your plate. Nearly forgot. Bit more salt. Nice. Because those tomatoes do need salt. Right, don't hang around now. Serve it up, give it to people. Tell them to eat it now. Stop yapping and get the tucker down them. Nicest dish in the whole world. If you serve that up to your mates, mate, they'd be well chuffed. Right, so we've got the second recipe, which is going to be like a main course, yeah? And I'm doing this with salmon. Now, we've got a nice little salmon recipe here. It's $2.99, reduced from $3.99, bargain. And that's a scallop of salmon with baby asparagus and cream herb sauce. Beautiful. So we've got some salmon, nice fillet there, some zucchini, and I've got some fine asparagus. Right, we won't need all of these, about that much. It's cost me about £2.50, so it's 30p cheaper, it's 10 minutes quicker, and basically I've got these zucchini, and I'm just going to slice them up, sort of like thick beer mats, about that sort of thick, yeah? So these little ones you can get in all the supermarkets now, and these yellow ones, well, they come every now and again when they're in season. Right, so I've got that, and then I've got some asparagus. I only need about half of these. And what you do is, if you get the asparagus and just like bend it, it clicks, right? And that bit's the lovely bit, and that'll be you'll find that's a bit stringy. So we do that with all of them. So we got that. We just put a bit of seasoning on the old salmon, a little bit of olive oil, right? And we're going to grill it on a grill pan, which I've got here. Right? And these are great things. They're about 20 quid, right? And it's really healthy for cooking because you don't need loads of oil or nothing like that. And you just get the salmon, put it on here. Lovely. Get the asparagus, put them along there. Just line it all up. And you just want to get that nice sort of charred bar mark. So maybe a little bit of salt over the courgettes. And then we just put that on. I reckon about 2 minutes on each side. So while that's happening, I'm going to make something with thyme from the garden. And what I'm going to do is just grab it by the stalk, yeah? And just run your fingers down like this, yeah? And you get all those lovely tips. And what we're going to make is like a flavoured dressing, which is really, really nice with the fish. So I'm going to bash it up in the pestle and mortar so it releases all those lovely oils and stuff. But you can chop this all up and just mix it together in a bowl. Put it in your pestle and mortar, pinch of salt, right? Just because it's a bit abrasive. Bash the hell out of this. Get it all nice and bruised. Done that. Get rid of that. And then you want to pour in some olive oil, about 2 tablespoons. Right? And you want half a lemon. Right, so there you go. Nice bit of lemon. So basically what we're making is a dressing. So just stir that up. Lovely. Right, so what I'm going to do next, let's just check these. Yeah, that looks alright. So look, we're cooking it on the char grill, just like mess up the old asparagus. You can see how they got a bit charred up. Let's have a look at these old fellas. Yeah, look at that, that's nice. And then let's have a look at the salmon. Lovely. Get it back on. I've got some rocket in the fridge. And I like rocket because it looks really good. And if you taste it, it's like really, really peppery, really, really good for you, and just a little bit more interesting than iceberg lettuce or something like that. So this should be ready pretty much soon. Sweet as. You don't have to cook the hell out of fish, do you know what I mean? It's an old wives' tale. So just put all your veggies in here, put them over the side. Lovely. Let's get the old plate. Alright, so we've got the salmon on the plate. So I'm going to get some of this dressing that we got here and just put a little bit in and then just toss it all over. It's kind of like a warm salad really, just a lot more interesting. Once it's all coated, nice big pile of it. Beautiful. What I'll do now is just get a little bit of this dressing, put it over the salmon, and then serve it with half a lemon, in which time this is still cooking for another 10 minutes. Right, so the third thing we're going to do is the dessert, and I'm going to do a crumble, which like everyone knows. We've got this one here, which is a rhubarb crumble. It comes in at £1.49, so we've come just about on budget with that. We're a little bit cheaper, and we're using blackberries and Bramley's apple. Now this takes about 45 to 50 minutes to cook. It's not very quick at all. I reckon mine's going to cook in about 15 to 20 minutes, so that's good. So what I do with these apples is just quarter it, right? And when they're quartered, just get rid of the core. Just cut it out like that. Really, really simple, right? Cut each quarter into like 3 or 4, and then sort of like finely slice it like that. And the thing is, the combination I've got is apple and blackberry. Pretty classic, can't go wrong, but we're going to have a little twist on it, yeah? Because I'm just going to push these apples in here, like that. Then I've got my blackberries. They taste absolutely sweet as and nice. Normally, you just put sugar in it, but I'm going to got a little twist to it. Balsamic vinegar, fantastic. You just do about 2 tablespoons, right? And you think it's a bit odd, but it's an amazing combination. And I'm going to use just a little bit of basil, right? Now you could put basil or mint, right? Both taste really fantastic. And all of a sudden you've made it a little bit interesting. So just chop that up and get it in here, right? And then we want to get some sugar in there because you want to sweeten it. The apples are quite tart and the blackberries are quite sweet. I reckon about, and you do this to taste, you look at recipes and you think, oh, it's got to be exactly this, but common sense, like a ripe apple to like a tart apple is completely different. So I reckon about 2 tablespoons. So what we're going to do is we're just going to like turn it over and just get it all coated in sugar and the balsamic. Just mix it up, right? So just leave that, okay? And then we're going to make the crumble. So for the crumble, crumbles are really, really simple. I'm going to use a quarter of a pack of butter. We all know what that looks like. So quarter of a pack of butter, and then we want about 3 tablespoons of sugar, right? Sort of medium, not completely heaped, right? And then you want 4 heaped tablespoons of flour, and that'll give you fantastic crumble. So there we go. So then all you do is just get your fingertips in here and just like scrunch it all together. So just scrunch it, scrunch it, scrunch it. And that kind of does the trick. Now you could do it in a food processor and just pulse it. But the thing is, nice thing when you do it by hand, you have like some really fine bits and some really chunky bits, which is kind of nice because you have like chewy and sort of crunchy. So it's, you know, it just makes it look and sort of feel a bit nicer when you eat it. And all we do now is just, we've got that in there and you can see this lovely sort of juice. So I'll just pour a bit out so you can see it. That, right? That's what we want to keep inside there. So when you pour this crumble topping on top of here, right, it doesn't matter if it's a bit rough and ready and rustic because you want it to look homemade, right? Try and put it in the middle, right? And the good thing about that is because when it cooks, right, the top goes really sort of crunchy and chewy, and then on the outside, the juice kind of boils over. Now that'll be enough for 2, so I'm going to whack it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, about 220 in the middle of the oven, and the only time you know when it's cooked is when it's sort of all the juice is boiling around the outside and the top is really nice and golden. So there you go. Oh no, I forgot my old tray. Happy days. Lovely. 3 minutes and I've made my own crumble. Easy peasy. This one's going to cook for like 45 minutes, yeah? I like doing that. And like just with regards to, like, it's not just one recipe. That is not one recipe. You can do all sorts. With regards to the crumble, yeah, put a little bit of like ground almond in there, and that really nutty flavour, fantastic. Or you can go like rhubarb, yeah. Well, rhubarb's just good as rhubarb. Strawberries and a little bit of basil, fantastic. Balsamic vinegar, just strawberries on its own, simple. Figs and honey. You can go absolutely anywhere. A combination of like all those lovely summer berries is fantastic. So there's a million things you can do. So it's, you know, you're putting a little signature on it. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of just making it, I don't know, just making it yours. So what am I doing now? Nothing. Just chilling out. Easy. Superb. Have a look at that. Proper crumble. So there you go. That's the way it should look. Fantastic. Well, I like that. That was good. Just simple, easy, quick, homemade food. Just a little bit of thought, a little bit of fantasy. And, you know, that's what food's all about. Easy peasy. We've just seen that basically, with a little bit of common sense, a little bit of passion, we can make really nice, fresh, healthy food that's quick and damn tasty and better than norm, yeah? But what I'm going to say now is like to really sort it out, to really